Now, I'm sure everybody and their mothers have heard of the Atari VCS. But what if I told you that the VCS was actually the last Atari console? Now, there's probably a lot of you like, oh, what about the 5200 and the 7800 and the Jaguar? Yeah, they're older than the VCS. This is the VCS. Oh, wait, no. This is the VCS. VCS? Hey, that's a good idea for future reference. Hey, Sony, call your next console the PS2. They couldn't come up with a better name? So yes, in case you are a normal human being, Atari did release a new video game console back in 2020. Here's the biggest fucking problem about it. You might be surprised by how small it is. That's what she said. That's because it is a Chromebook. This is as powerful as a Chromebook. You know those micro laptops that are pieces of shit? Yeah, this is even worse because it doesn't have a keyboard or a monitor. And it was twice as much. Well, what does it offer that the other consoles don't? I mean, it has the Atari Vault, so you can play all of your old Atari games. But buy an Atari collection on the PlayStation or Xbox. I can't believe I'm going to say this. But, or you could just buy like one of those flashback consoles. They're so much cheaper. I will say, the design is kind of weird. I mean, it resembles the original VCS because it's the VCS. But instead of having a cartridge slot, which I think was a huge missed opportunity, they could have released physical games. They just continue to have the grill all the way up, which is fucking weird, man. But enough yapping. Let's look at the controllers. The VCS came with two controllers. You have your modern controller and your retro controller. So the modern controller, well, looks like your modern controller, except it has an Atari logo, and instead of it being made by Atari, it's made by PowerA. In case you don't know what PowerA is, let me show you. Have you ever noticed those controllers that you see at Walmart for really cheap, that are really shitty quality? Yeah, well, guess what company makes them? PowerA does. The same company made these Atari controllers. Both of them, actually. I will give them props. The quality of this controller is a lot better than normal PowerA controllers. But it still feels like a third-party controller, which is fucking sad. To charge it, it uses micro USB. Except it's indented into the plastic as such that you have to use the Atari controller cord that comes with the system. And it's micro USB. So what happens when it gets bad? Well, it's micro USB, so it's gonna wear out. So then you're out of fucking luck because of this special fucking plug. It's not fucking rocket science. Well, it must be. I will give them props. This is a really cool disc, like the D-pad. I do like that. It's better than the fucking Intellivision! In case your VCS doesn't work, like mine, I'll get into it later. You can also use this on an Xbox or a PC. This is the retro controller. Look familiar? Yeah, it's like a modernized joystick. So you got your button, you got another button, you got your two home buttons, you got your turn on button, and you got your joystick. That also works as a paddle, which is pretty cool. And I will say, I like this controller. This is a really cool controller. This is also made by PowerA, but since there's nothing really like it, there's nothing to compare it to, so it doesn't feel as cheap as the modern controller. It has the same damn situation with the charging cord. So that's fucking stupid, but whatever, man. When you move the joystick around, the light follows. And then when you press the button, it flashes. That is really fucking cool in my opinion. You could probably, I don't see, maybe you could use this on Xbox. You could probably use it on PC for Atari games. But I don't see it working on Xbox. But There you go. Here's the biggest problem with the VCS. The fatal flaw of the VCS. Well, Atari's not very good at organizing shit, so if you're like me, you get an earlier model of the VCS that should have been sold 3 years ago. But here's the problem. The updates that come in this system, some of the newer updates, well, let's just say some of the older consoles do not like the newer updates. Like this one. So, this console will not update on its own. And it will not work. It will not do anything without that update. And if the update fails, what do? Well, let's see. You have to flash it onto the console with a USB drive. I haven't done that yet. And it is so fucking stupid. Because, I mean, I'd be able to do it. But say, some other person that doesn't understand that shit, or maybe they don't have a computer. They can't fucking do that. So they're just stuck with a fucking paperweight. Which is terrible. I mean, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Now, you can also play all your modern Atari games on this, like Berserk Recharged just came out, Asteroids Recharged. You can play all of these on here if you pay for them, obviously. Oh, you can also just play them on PlayStation with a better controller. So, do I recommend the VCS? No! What the fuck do you think I was ranting about? Buy the 2600 plus, buy the 7800 plus. Oh, they don't have games uploaded, but yeah, but they play original games, and, get this, they work! As I said before, this is literally just a fucking Chromebook with no keyboard and no screen. Making it worse than a Chromebook for twice the price.